everyone. Welcome to tonight's Big Brother Canada 9 chat.
Episode 14.
Oh, it's eviction night.
Oh, well.
It's also April Fool's Day, but we were the only fools. They didn't do anything, like, tricksy for this.
I didn't do any tricks tonight. Ow!
But we just grabbed his monkey toy and he ran past you.
Because he's going to rip it to shreds under there.
Oh, We'll get there.
All right, so last time, the Roe show, did not use the veto, even though he said he was going to do it multiple times.
And his two closest allies are on the block. What?
If you can't use it on your two closest allies, who can you use it on?
I really think that was a huge mistake. Huge mistake.
This week was full of mistakes.
It really was.
It really was.
But that is part of the reason why this season is so entertaining. Because, like, a really well-played season would be entertaining. Sometimes it can be boring. But a messy season full of mistakes is a lot of fun to watch.
It could be.
Because it's like a disaster.
Well, Brayden and Austin are on the block, and they're the BFFs, the besties.
Yep.
And one of them is going home.
Oh, that's
For sure.
So sad.
For sure.
I hate to see a close friendship like that broken apart. Sometimes.
All right.
Sometimes I don't care. But they're very sweet together.
Austin is frustrated. And Brayden is...
Sad hair flip?
Sad.
Yeah, they're upset.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on slop. They're on the block together. It's rough. They don't know who the invisible HOH is, even though, like, a lot of other people do.
Yeah.
They haven't really, like, nailed that down yet. So they don't even know, like, where to direct their frustration.
Look at them in the eye and know that they nominated me and did this to me. How can I be angry at them?
Well, I mean, that is a huge thing. Like, at least if you know who the HOH is, you can, like, stare them down.
Well, you know what Spicy V's got to say? Bye, Austin.
Woo.
When I shoot, I don't miss.
I'm a huge Spicy V fan, but, like...
This was stupid.
She went a little off the deep end this week.
This was really
I hope
stupid.
she can rein it back in. This was a lot. I don't know why she had so much, like, anger against Austin and Brayden, specifically Austin. I guess she just felt, like, not included by them. I mean, they did throw her, like, under the bus the week before, but still, like, it seemed like there was a lot of anger there.
Well, Roe is really sad because he wanted to help out his friends, but he was too afraid of the invisible HOH.
Yeah, he also really wanted to play, like, a heartless game and not have his emotions come into play, but he's realizing he's a big softie.
I never would have thought that. Not from his interview package. I never would have thought it because he was all tough.
Yeah, I mean, he was really emotional last week when Kyle was going. He was emotional this week when he didn't use the veto.
Well, Roe got himself caught up in an oldie sandwich.
Tina and Tara coming through with the hugs.
They are the hug tag
hug
team.
Squad.
The hug squad, yeah. So Brayden and Vic are talking because Brayden's already got to start campaigning.
I mean, they both do. They both started way late in the week. They didn't start really campaigning until, like, Wednesday.
So Victoria tells Brayden that Austin really pisses her off.
Victoria was getting ticked off that neither of the nominees were really campaigning all week.
Right.
You don't have a vote anyway.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
I know, but it was a lot. Victoria was being a lot this week.
And then Tina and Tara come through with another oldie hug sandwich.
Yeah, well, Victoria
Do you want a hug?
It was awkward. It was awkward between Victoria and Brayden, so then they kind of, like, broke the tension there a little bit.
Did Victoria even realize that she was asking her for a hug?
I don't know.
Because it sounded like she kept saying, "You want a hug?"
Maybe she couldn't understand the
accent?
the Newfoundland accent.
Are we going to have a kitchen party?
What are you at? That's what they say, right?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. The throuple and Kiefer, we are forced to watch them celebrate again, like we're in Clockwork Orange, and they put the things on our eyes.
I don't want to see it again.
All right. Victoria and Austin.
Victoria was also not happy about Austin's POV ceremony speech when she was like, everybody told me that they would use the veto on one of us. And look what happened. So Austin was like, oh, I wasn't talking about you in my speech.
Right. Keep me. If I stay, I'll be savage.
Well, wasn't she also saying, like, I'm going to find out who the HOH was and I'm going to get them? And she's saying this to the invisible HOH.
Why was Victoria saying, like, that's hilarious?
She's
I
gotta,
didn't
like,
get that at
she's
all.
got to play along, I guess. I don't know. She can't be like, it me.
I don't know. Austin is like every girl from high school that just rubbed me the wrong way.
I don't get that, though. I feel like...
Really?
Austin is different. Like, she's intellectual.
At times, she can be, like, kind of cool, but at other times, it's too much.
I don't know.
She's basically like, look at me, I'm better than you, F you.
I don't get that from her, really.
What her subtitles say to me.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. I only get a small portion of...
Yeah, you don't watch the feeds as much.
No, I don't. I wish I had time to, honestly. All right, so... Beth?
Now, it's time for a task.
Beth, get your A to the diary room.
It doesn't have to be Beth yelling in the diary room.
She really is a yeller.
Imagine you're just, like, standing in the house somewhere and you hear the scream when she goes and you're like, oh, I guess we're doing a task or something.
Yeah.
Beth is the wrong person to call for that.
It's a secret mission. She's got to get her buds.
This was also part of that day where the feeds were down for, like, 11 hours straight.
I guess.
It was the same day that they did those
Yeah.
TikTok thingies.
God. No wonder why it was down for so long.
Yeah.
Because they had to make a freaking mess in the kitchen. A spaghetti dinner mess. Mm-hmm. They were throwing sauce against the walls.
Well, the haves
The haves
were doing this. They all were part of it. They were in on it because they were trying to freaking emotionally distress the have-nots.
Boy, did it work. They were stepping on the meatballs. They were having a
spilling sauce all over the counters, and then
full-blown
eventually
food fight.
Yeah, it turned into a food fight.
That's nasty.
And the have-nots were all just like, "What the actual F is going on here?"
All I can smell is pasta. Yeah,
pasta sauce.
And that is Vic's favorite meal. She would eat it off the floor.
The audacity! What? The audacity? I feel like I heard somebody else say that recently, too.
Yeah,
Unless it was her.
It might have been her.
Time.
I think it might have been her. Like the first week or something.
Audacity?
Audacity.
Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch.
That's right. Oh my God. Austin in the diary room. It was in my hair and on my jacket.
And her jeans.
And my jeans. And let me tell you, kids, that sunlight is not taking it out of that laundry. They had to pull one of those ones where they put the clothes...
Instead of bite the burger, it was let me pour the detergent.
They had to make a hole in the back of the washing machine,
To
take the
accept the
clothes
clothes.
out, and put brand new ones in. They had to match up the clothes because there was no effing way that stuff was taken out. Pasta sauce.
I think Big Brother did take their clothes to get them cleaned.
They must have.
Because I remember them being like, oh, when are they going to give our clothes back? And they were like, I'm so upset. Like, these stains better come out.
New clothes. New clothes.
Yikes.
All right, so.
Clearly not spawn.
Yeah, not by us, no. All right, Austin, yeah, she cried. Vic, audacity.
It's hard to say it.
Yeah.
Audacity.
Audacity. It's just audacity. I love it.
Oh, God.
All right, so they made the have-nots clean everything up. It took hours because the feeds were down.
Yeah.
And then they said, hey, we're going to throw you this big feast.
Yeah, so the haves were serving the have-nots this Italian dinner.
Yes, daughter. They had wine.
They had a nice sit-down meal.
Spaghettis or sketties. And let me say, that salad bowl was full at the end.
I'll take that salad.
I would have just eaten the salad.
And then they also
Missing
found
out.
out have-nots are off slot for the rest of the week.
Ooh, a whole 3 days.
No,
Or
this
2
was
days.
like a few
Is
days
it the
ago.
beginning of the week?
This was a few days ago.
All right.
But it was crazy because after the feeds came back, when they were talking about, like, what they went through that day, they're talking about how it was, like, traumatizing and it was, like, a lot.
Were they blocking it so that it wouldn't, like, let the cat out of the bag?
Well, I guess, but, like, I'm just saying, like, the emotional impact that this had.
It really took a toll.
It really did, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But anyway, time for some BS.
Yeah, this was
some more BS.
Ridiculous. Why? First of all, why was Kiefer standing in the rain in the hot tub area?
Some people just like to feel the rain every once in a while.
Like, he was soaked.
Some people like that.
And then Jed and Beth went up there and, like, made out in the rain.
You're not Kevin and Peely.
Ty's like,
I can't with these two.
They probably just went up there to make out in the rain.
Yeah. I can't. I don't. I don't like it.
All right. Tina and Tara and Vic.
Okay. Back to the game. They're talking about the vote this week. Is it Austin or is it
who
Brayden?
Who are we voting for? They haven't seen my fire yet.
Okay, Tara.
Yeah.
Since when do you have that accent?
I don't know.
Yeah, Victoria is trying to play it off like she's got a vote this week, even though she doesn't. So she's like, what are we doing? Like, we're keeping Brayden, right? Tina and Tara, not so fast. They're trying to get the votes together to keep Austin. Because they feel like Austin will be a big target/shield in front of them.
Right.
They feel like Target. They feel like, I love Target. They feel like Austin is going to be more willing and more, she's better at competition. She's going to have a better chance of winning and making moves against the throuple. And they feel like there's less of a chance of her going over to the other side and working with a throuple. Because Beth's all like, when Austin's gone, Brayden's going to be in my pocket.
But Brayden went and campaigned to Tina and Tara and
he told them exactly what they needed to hear. And I think he was legit about it, too.
Look, kids, I'm going to go after the boys. I'm loyal to the oddballs. So you should keep me.
And they were like, we still want Austin, but they felt better about Brayden.
Yeah.
I think, after that conversation.
Whatever. So then Beth and Austin have a convo.
Austin's doing her campaigning as well.
And Beth tells Austin, the boys are setting me up for failure.
I mean, this is true, but...
It is very true.
But Beth is, like, playing into this whole idea that she's, like, freaking out about working with this bromance. But, like, she's not about to turn on them. She's trying to make people think she will.
She's doing the right thing for the wrong reasons.
So Austin was all like, keep me... blame your vote on Kiefer, and I will go after the guys for you, and you won't have to worry about it. Bless you.
When Austin was just
Bless
like,
you.
oh, I convinced her. I was just like, no.
She really thought she did something, but you were dealing with Bethel.
All right, so we check in with Arissa.
Chloe, bless you.
Oh, and it's the vote, and my dog's got the sneezels.
He does have the sneezels. I just want to mention, too, Beth was, like, sitting by herself and contemplating it. She's like, I gotta start playing this game for myself, blah, blah, blah. And then Jed comes over. He's, like, all touching her leg, and she's like, just kidding.
Yeah.
I love the boys.
Oh. All right.
Anyway, time to check in with the nominees, see what they have to say.
Brayden says, it's been a dream in this house, being with all of you. I'm not ready to go home. That must be tough to have to, like, say whatever you're going to say next to your friend.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
And then Austin said, what did she say about boldly and fiercely? She was going to play boldly and fiercely? Or...
Yeah. She was saying, like, if it benefits you
right.
to keep me, then do it. Cause
Does it even matter at this point?
I'm going to play boldly and fiercely.
And Brayden, you are light.
Yes.
Until you're not. All right, so it's time for the vote, and Austin is evicted by a unanimous vote.
Oh, he didn't like that. No sympathy votes.
I'm a little surprised not even one person voted to keep her.
She asked Ro to do it, and he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off. Clearly, he did not. I mean, he already didn't use the veto, so I didn't see him really sticking his neck out there.
You know, does it even really matter? If
it's
you're
just
going
nice.
Home, yeah, it's not really, though.
I'm sure it's just nice.
You're feeling nice, and that's going to risk that person's game.
He did it for Kyle.
Bromance. Bro show.
Yeah, bro show's right.
All right, so
it was time for Austin to go. She said her goodbyes, and I don't know if they just, like, cut the video weird or if she, like, didn't hug the guys.
I don't think she hugged the guys.
It didn't seem like it.
No. And the goodbyes were nice. Well, no, we're not there yet. Arissa said, what's going on?
Well, before that, she did her little exit at the top of the stairs, which I thought was fun.
I didn't. I thought it was just another, like, I'm better than you. Look at this.
It's a joke.
Is it?
Like, one more chance to look at this jawline. What's wrong with that? I think that's a lot of fun.
Okay.
But are you supposed to, like, walk out the door and be like, I'm ugly, bye?
No, but, like...
It's fun.
It's a little self-indulgent, don't you think?
Why not? Life's short.
No. Getting shorter by the minute.
Oh, man.
All right, so Arissa wants to know what the hell's going on. Why did you wait so long to campaign?
Yeah, why?
Too little, too late. Too little, too late.
She had a tough hill to climb anyway. Like, it would have been really hard for her.
Being against Braden and everything.
Yeah.
How the hell is Braden going to survive in this house without you?
I think he'll do okay.
I think he'll do great.
I think he'll be able to fly under the radar for a bit, probably.
Yeah.
Watch, he'll be the next one out.
Yeah, I don't know. They played a few goodbye messages. Beth outed her alliance. She says, guess what? I'm working with the boys.
Yeah, she talked about the Sunsetters.
Did she say Kiefer too?
I thought she'd named all of them.
Oh, okay. And Braden said, baby, you're a star.
Aw, that's nice.
I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. And
ooh, Vix was spicy V. That was a lot.
Victoria was like, I'm the invisible HOH. Ha ha ha. Bossy glossy my A.
She didn't have to go that hard.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
All right. It's time for the HOH comp.
Yeah.
And in the house, previously...
Last night, they were showing them some calendar pages for them to memorize some information from. With, like, special dates
every
and
time the
birthdays
lights
and
flashed,
photos. Yeah.
They had to go to the screen and see what the clues were. Mm-hmm. Or the scenarios.
Yeah. So BB was waking them up periodically, like, throughout the night. And I thought this would have been a perfect opportunity for them to do an April Fool's prank and, like, have the competition...
have it anything to do with that.
Be something completely different. But no.
There was no pranks. I was a little disappointed.
Pranks.
I was a little disappointed.
Pranks on us.
I guess so.
But
Isn't it always?
Yeah, so everybody was obviously studying for that, like, all night and this morning and everything. And then here we are at the HOH comp.
And I was shocked that Arissa was like, all right, we're going to know who the HOH is before the show's over.
I was waiting for that to also be an April Fool's prank.
Yeah. So they actually did deliver, though.
Whoa.
The competition was called BB Calendar.
Oh.
And it was an A or B situation. Mm-hmm. And it was a single elimination. So if you got the question wrong, you were out.
You're out.
You're out. So everybody was in after the first one, and then Tara and Vic were out. Do you think Victoria
I almost feel
threw
like Victoria threw it. Because she kind of, like, made a face at the camera. I don't know. I feel like she threw it, but who knows?
One of fourth question took out a lot of people. And we were only left with Jedson, Beth, and Braden.
Oh, my God.
And we were like,
oh my God,
come on, Braden. Come on, Braden.
We need a power shift here.
But then Braden got eliminated, and it was down to Beth and Jed.
Okay, Beth was, like, a little bit ridiculous in her booth.
So it was a tiebreaker question, and I believe it was the amount of squares on the calendar that didn't have anything written in them.
So, like, did Jed throw this? Because...
Didn't he say, like, 63?
He said 60-something, and Beth was in the 300s, and the answer was in the 300s. Jed threw that, right? Unless he, like, heard the question wrong and thought it was, like, how many had things in them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh,
but do you think he's framing it like he heard the question wrong?
No.
Because he wanted to throw it. I don't know, but...
Interesting, though. I mean, because he's going to control the HOH anyway.
This throuple, man. this thruple's in power again. We're going to have loud-ass Beth in the HOH room.
This season was shaping up to be so good.
I'm a little bit worried now that we're just going to be...
a victim of the thruple?
It's just going to be the thruple steamrolling from here on out. Like, it's not too late yet, but this could be a really defining week for the rest of the season. And...
what?
Next week.
And what?
And what?
That's right.
Next week starts the jury.
And it's a kickoff double elimination.
It's double eviction night, baby.
Oh,
Do
you think there will be a jury buyback? I think
it's possible.
I think there will be.
They only started with 14 people, right? So
they only started with 14. And
I feel like it would make sense. Like,
they have to quarantine
wise.
them anyway,
Yeah.
so they might as well bring somebody back. Right?
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I think it could be, I think somebody could come back. But anyway, for this week, it's a double eviction. They don't know that. We do.
They always seem to figure it out, though.
I mean, they suspect it's coming.
Yeah.
But... you know how much Tara has been freaking out that, like, she's going to be the first juror?
I kind of hope she is.
She might be in trouble this week. I could see Tara and Ro going up on the block, but we'll see what happens.
Tara and Ro or Tara and Tina?
I could see Tara and Ro. We'll see what happens.
Maybe Tina as the replacement.
Could be. Definitely possible.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where we're at. What are you at?
Kitchen potty.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Let us know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. What do you think Beth is going to do? Besides yell in the dining room.
It's going to be very loud this week, so turn down your headphones.
Yeah, turn down the volume.
Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time.
Much love.